All right, I'm super excited to show you guys this demo. In this specific example, I'm going to be showing you how we've connected HubSpot with Workfront and Slack, all with Fusion, and how all of those tools interact together to really make sure that work is able to move forward and get done efficiently. So to kind of set the stage, set the scene, imagine this. This is the use case. So sales just closed the client. You have a new client, and now your team is tasked with the onboarding of that client, but you weren't on those sales calls and you weren't in the loop with all the emails. So basically, you don't have the entire context that that sales rep has and knows. And so you get notified, hey, you need to do this onboarding, but you have to scramble to try to sync with that sales rep to get some additional context. And obviously, that sales rep is always too busy selling, closing deals, to have time to meet. So you're digging through meeting notes, call recordings, reading over AI summaries, doing all this work to get up to speed. Um, Now you've spent basically the whole day just trying to understand the context, so that way when you're on the onboarding call, you feel prepared, you're confident, and you're able to know what the client is expecting you to know. So with that in mind, let's show you a better way to get this done. So let me jump into this. And we're going to start here in HubSpot. So this would be, in this case, using HubSpot. We know a lot of clients use Salesforce. It's a very, common and popular CRM, would be the same concept, but internally we use HubSpot, and so we're using that for this demo. So we're in here. So imagine I'm the sales rep at this moment. We just finished everything, signed the deals, procurement is done, and so I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this and move it to close one. Ooh, congrats, have a new deal. Let me just open this up. There's a few things I want to highlight. I'm actually going to change this to, let's say it's a Workfront deal. Okay. So we have Acme Demo Corp is the new client name. Tony Stark is a contact. We have Christopher Taylor, me, is the deal owner. It's new business. It's Workfront is the business line. And we have some notes kind of put here as a deal description um, from the sales rep. So we have all that information. Great. Now let's show you how we can get that into Workfront. So I'm in this demo portfolio. I'm just going to refresh to show you. We have one program currently in here called this client demo program. Um, Now let me go over to Fusion and let me show you what we've built here. So I'm going to hit run and explain what's going on while this is running. So what's happening is this is looking for that new deal that was just added to close one. For the sake of this demo, I'm running it manually. Obviously, in the real use case, this would be set for a trigger, so it would run automatically when that deal was changed status basically to close one. But again, for this demo, we're just running it manually to show you exactly what's going on and to have that control. So it's going to go get that information you just got, and then it's first checking if a program exists. Basically, in this workflow or in this process, we're having it create a program for the client. And so it wants to first see, does a program already exist, or we're not duplicating um, you know, programs for the same client. So it checks if it exists. If it does not exist, it creates it. If it does exist, and it would move forward. Um, and then it creates the project based off the template based off the line of business. So if you remember, I changed that to Workfront line, and so it chose the Workfront line of business based off that selection, and then it also sent a Slack message. So a few things going on. I'll show each of them so you can see exactly what's happening. So first, let's go to Workfront and let me show you what's going on here. So let me refresh this. And now we have that new program here in Workfront, so Acme Demo Corp. So we've created that program for this client, and we see there's one new project for Acme Demo Corp Workfront onboarding plan. So that's a new project that was automatically created. If we go in here and set the project owner based off the template, in this case, you could have it automatically route that um, based off other variables. But let me jump over to project details, and we have this custom form that we've added to this project, and it's pulling in the information straight from HubSpot. So if we're looking at deal size, the deal owners, this is in this case me, but kind of that sales rep, when it was moved to close one, so that's today's date, and then also those deal notes, and as well as we actually have a link directly to that record in HubSpot. So now going back to kind of our scenario, you've been assigned, this onboarding. You can come here into Workfront, you're notified, um, and you have a lot of the key information directly on the project already. You're not having to go track that down, try to find out, where to gather that information. You have it here as well as really easy to link to that record. So assuming, obviously you have to have permission to view the record in HubSpot or in Salesforce or wherever, but you would be able to access that directly. And as I mentioned, you to get notified. So speaking to those notifications, we've also included a Slack notification here. So if you notice, this is the new notification we just sent over a couple minutes ago when I ran this. It says a new Workfront client has just closed. I'm getting highlighted as Workfront. Time to begin onboarding. It has the client name. And then it links to the Workfront project that was created as well as that HubSpot deal. And so if I click here, for example, it will pull that back up. So we have that Acme Demo Corp Workfront onboarding project that I just showed you. Then again, as well, we have it linked directly to HubSpot, to your CRM to have all that information in one place. And so as you can imagine, this workflow, you're working, you get notified via Slack or Teams, whatever tool you guys use. And it says, hey, here's a new client, here's the links to the project, here's a link to the deal. Um, and it facilitates making sure that you have everything easily accessible and at your fingertips. And so this is an example. Obviously, um, there's other things you can link to, other sources. Um, and so this is just an example, but there's more that I want to show you. So if we jump back over here into HubSpot, I'm going to now change this from Workfront to integration. So I'm going to change that business line to integration. Okay. And now let's come over here to Fusion and let's just run this again. And a couple of things you're going to notice as I run this. One, it's not going to go up this path because the program is already created. So as I mentioned earlier, it's just going to find that pre-existing program. So it's not duplicating effort. And then this time it went down this integration projects path. And so now let's look in Workfront. So if I go to that program, well, let me first show you. We're in the portfolio. Let me just refresh. So we still have just that one program that was created, but now we have the two projects. We have the Workfront one we saw earlier, and now we have that integrations one. So new project based off a different template. We have a different project owner. In this case, we're using the same custom form, so it's bringing over this all the same information, and it's linking to the same deal in HubSpot that you'll see here. And then, of course, you also get that notification here. So saying, hey, now instead of a Workfront client, we have a new integrations client, has the name and it has those links. So hopefully you can see how beneficial that can be. You can start kind of imagining and envisioning some of the workflows and processes you can implement along these lines. So I hope you enjoyed that demo. And if you have any questions, definitely reach out. Happy to answer any of those. Um, in another video, I can always dive deeper into exactly how I built this out. So yeah, I'll look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.